thankful to Agriculture Information. They gave me this third chance for, on this topic of challenges in dairy farm business. And these challenges, we have already taken two talks. One was on the outside challenges, and then was from the inner challenges. And then now we are here, which is really a big challenge for the government of India and Indian dairy system, where there is a dearth of, there is really a shortage of trained hand to handle the dairy farm business. And this topic, today the topic is that what are the institutions currently giving the training, which is most of the time it is unknown to the people and unknown to the entrepreneurs to take the training and then start the business. Generally, it happen in India. They will start the business and then they will start looking for the trained hand, and that becomes an issue. So that to resolve that, we wanted to have this topic today. And also I have added the recent development that is called the breed multiplication scheme. Government of India has, in the last meeting, in the last talk, I mentioned about breed multiplication scheme, which Government of India launched in October 2021. And now that is flourishing. Now people are coming to know about that. And there is a subsidy of about 2 CR, about 50% subsidy is being offered for development of breed implementation, breed multiplication. The purpose of this is, currently there is no system in country about the sale and purchase of animals. It is always 99% in the hands of the agents. Those who are having the animals, they go to the agents for sale, and those who want the animals, they go to the purchase for the animals to the agents. So somehow it is the middleman who is enjoying entire country. That is the scenario. So to resolve that, Government of India understood the reason, what the problem of dairy farm business, why the indigenous breeds are not being channeled, why the disease-free animals are not available once we go for the purchase of the animals. So what can be done? So they have come about this scheme that also will be discussed a little bit. For 10 minutes, we'll discuss on the scheme, and balance we'll be discussing on the training. Before that, just a kind of brushing of what we did in the first and second. First was on the external challenges, and the second was on the internal challenges. External challenges generally are not in our hand or partially in our hand. The lending sources, who is giving subsidy and on what terms and conditions, approvals from the government, insurance, and insurances from the insurance department. Project report, finances, somebody else is handling, and you have to depend on that. Shed layout and designs, all these things are in the hands of outside, and these are the challenges. Most of the time, people don't think about it, and they start the business, and then they realize their problem later on, by the time it is late, and by the time already the business is in between, in the middle stage, and maybe incurring losses sometimes. So even consultancy always from outside, and sourcing of material always from outside, caterers and debtors always from outside, and laborers always from outside. But there are challenges which we discussed in our second talk, that is the internal challenges. The internal challenges was animal management, that you have to do. Those who are entrepreneurs, they have to manage their animals. The plant management. The dairy farm, it generally doesn't have a large scale of manufacturing plants, but yes, they have processing plants, smaller size processing plants for the farm fresh milk and farm fresh milk products. So those also to be handled, those plants may be smaller, but it has to be handled. So very technical thing is required into that. And fodder and feeding, health and breeding, quality control, and storage of material, sourcing of material, marketing, etc., accounts, all these things are in our hand, means the entrepreneur's hand, the person who is handling the farm business, who is owning the farm business. So this we discussed in the past two talks, and now we are coming to the kind of brief we always give any of the talk, that what the DPR, everybody asks about the detailed project report before going for any scheme, before going for any of the financial linkages. Every organization, banks, financial institutions, even government, even state government, even environment department, everybody want where is your project report. So that is detailed project report. Generally, what we prepare the detailed project report is generally of 44 to 45 pages. Out of that, the write-up is about 31 pages. In the 6 chapters, it is rounded in 6 chapters, and it is about introduction and what is the objective of the project, and promoters, who are the promoters, what is their strengths and weaknesses, what is the potential about the animal getting, animal purchase, about the milk selling, about the product selling, animal selling. Suppose we want to sell the animal at the farm for the monetary gains. So all those things potential we describe in that. Beneficiaries, who are the beneficiaries about this project? Suppose this project is coming, then who is the beneficiary? Similarly, the brief of the project, something brief, what this project is going to do. So somebody who is interested only to know roughly about the project can end his search or reading only up to chapter 2. Those who want to go inside the chapter, inside the details of the DPR, they can go to the chapter 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5 is the government schemes. What are the schemes available, and how this project can be attached with that scheme, on what terms and conditions, all this given in the project report. Excuse me. The project detail is the full detail about the project. Every minute detail is given into this. It's generally about 10 to 11 pages. And financial analysis is again 10 to 12 pages. And the appraisal and disclaimer is the last part of the project report. What the approvals you want, approval, not appraisal. Approval, what approvals you want from which department and for what purpose. Excuse me. Yes. Thereafter, we go directly to the training. It's the biggest problem. In our country, there is no such system that, okay, everybody knows that, suppose I want to do MCA, I will go to this institute, I'll get. I want to do engineering, I'll do this. I want to do veterinary graduation, I can do it. I want to do the medical graduation, we can do that. But where is the farm, farm training? Who trains about the farm? So many people say the farms will train the farm farm people, farm managing people. It doesn't happen. So generally, what is happening in our country, we are going to discuss. We'll take hardly 10 to 15 minutes on this topic. So there are different kind of trainings available in our country, offline and online. Generally, due to the corona, due to the COVID, online trainings have gained a lot in our country. And there are another two type of such trainings are there, that is on farm and off farm. Generally, any kind of training should have a practical as well as theory. But in our country, it is available even off farm also. Training is being given for the animal rearing and animal management. Sometimes they visit some farm nearby, but not to that satisfaction. But anyway, these things are existing in our country. And it is in the pockets, known to very less people. That is the problem. If it is known to many people, obviously there will be a trained hand available in the market. So there are trainings available at the different stages, and that is the demand. You know, in a farm, there is an entrepreneur who owns the farm. There are set of laborers who do the labor work in the farm, and there is a manager who manages the farm, and there is someone sitting in the house, sitting in the office, who manages the accounts and all these things. And if there is a plant, so somebody is knowing about the dairy techniques, dairy technologies, so that they can, manufacture different varieties of the products, dairy products for the consumers, or even maintain the quality of the milk for the consumers. So training is actually required at different levels. One is for the farmers. In our country, the dairy houses, those who are organized dairy houses, or if we divide the milk in our country out of 199 metric million tons production, so about 48% goes for the consumption at the production level in the villages, or it goes to the unorganized sector's hand and it goes for the sale. So balance is the marketing surplus. So out of 48% goes for the consumption. Now the balance 52% is the marketable surplus which comes out to the market. Out of this 52%, only 26 to 27% comes to the organized sector of the dairy hand, where the plant is there, where milk is coming, being processed, being chilled, and being manufactured various milk products. And this also 26 to 27% is being shared 50-50 by cooperatives and by the private dairy houses, like private dairy houses like Heritage, Dodla, Hudson, all these private dairy houses, like the corporate houses, Nestle, Britannia, all these are the cooperative houses are Amul, Virka, or Vijaya, or Nandini. So these are the cooperative houses, dairy houses. So it is being shared 50-50 between the private and cooperative dairy houses. So why we discussed about this is the maximum, everybody, those who are in the organized business, which we talked about 27%. This 27% in the country is 99% of this 27% is procuring milk from the individual farmer. It could be through agent, it could be through the person who is aggregator. He aggregates from the farmer and then he trades to the dairy houses. But dairy houses are 99% getting the milk directly from the farmer house. So these are the farmers, those who are rearing the animals. They are completely unaware about the scientific technique of rearing of the animal. What they have knowledge is the knowledge from the age and generation to generation. They are coming they are keeping the animals, seeing their ancestors, and that is how the thing is going on from generation to generation, and that is prevailing, and it is generally not changing. And with that, the second category of the training, that is the laborers, they also are originating from the farmers, and they learn on the farm the same technique what was done earlier and what was age-old technique, and that is still continuing in our country. The reason is that there is hardly any awareness about the Farmers Institute, where it is the farmers can get training, the Laborers Institute, where laborers can get the training, and farm managers, where they can go and have the training. This is the third level. The farm manager level, entrepreneur level is generally one level training. And the fourth level is market handling. For market handling, anybody can do. That is not a problem. So that is not an issue. Any marketeer can do it. If he knows about things to sell, he can sell the milk, provided he has the knowledge of the perishable commodity and cold chain management. So he can handle that. But last but most important training is the dairy technology. Dairy technologists are very scarce in our country. Very less dairy technologies are available in our country. And though all the dairy science colleges in the country affiliated to some of the agricultural universities in the states are handling this training, dairy technology training. So we will go on one by one how the farmers can be trained, how the farm laborers can be trained, how the entrepreneurs can be trained, and how the dairy tech can be trained. So Government of India, again, understanding the problem, they have come up with this, that there is a KVK, 721 Krishi Vigyan Kendra, they have been established in our country. And these 731 Krishi Vigyan Kendra are in 11 zones, and they run the training for 3 to 5 days. And the 3 to 5 days trainings are almost free. Only for your living you have to pay. Rest, everything is free. So these farmers are, they can access to KVK. KVKs are always in the hinterland areas, in the rural areas, and it is managed by 4 institutions that will come and tell. The state and central university is managing about 500 KVKs in the country. It could be state universities, it could be central universities. They are managing most of the Krishi Vigyan Kendra. And now ICR is handling about 70 of these Krishi Vigyan Kendra. And this one, these NGOs and Animal Husbandry Department, they are handling about 161 Krishi Vigyan Kendra. The detail will come in another slide. Now there is another setup. This setup, this KVK is fit for the farmer and laborers, provided the laborer understand that I will be getting job if I go and take the training in the KVKs for the animal rearing. So then he will go and he will register. There is no fee charge for this, and he can get trained. And then at the time of recruiting the farm laborers, the entrepreneur can check whether you are trained from the KVK or any of the labor training you have taken, any of the animal rearing training you have taken. So then you will be preferred. So something like that system has to be there. It is not in a system. It is in pockets, different pockets it is going. That is the current state. Now, besides all these 731 Krishi Vigyan Kendra, now Animal Husbandry Department has, all these states have the Animal Husbandry Department. This comes under the Department of Dairy and Animal Husbandry, Government of India. And there is a set of, there is already first time it came that there are 2 ministers. One is for agriculture, one is for dairy. So full-fledged cabinet rank ministers. So now this thing is being strengthened to the Animal Husbandry Department. And Animal Husbandry Department, state-wise, they are having their training centers. That, for example, we will give in another slide. Now comes to the dairy houses, which we talked about. 27% milk is being handled by the dairy houses. Either it could be cooperative or it could be the private. These dairy houses also, to run their house, they have various stages training for the farmers, for the workers, and for the managers, and for the quality control, even for the marketing. So all these things they are managing in different states. The dairy houses, wherever they are. Suppose, for example, if you take Amul, if you take Nandini. So Nandini has got a central training center in Bangalore. And then they have, different training centers, one in Gulbarga, one in Bidar, one in, so that's, you will see the details. So dairy houses are also getting training for all these, all 4 levels. And they are either for higher training, either they are associating with the dairy science colleges or universities, or even foreign countries, and they are getting trained their manpower. But the problem is for a farm holding entrepreneur, how he can get all these things. That system is yet to establish in the country. Now, with their dairy, for example, you take another single dairy in the country with their dairy is only a training dairy. It doesn't do anything. It is only a training dairy under the Gujarat Agriculture University in Anand, NDDB, near NDDB Anand. They are arranging the training for 6 days in dairy technology for non-technical persons. And people are getting, a lot of benefit out of that. Once the milk comes, what to do? Milk is coming, then what to do? How to put it in the market? And what is the technology that I can convert into different products? So this dairy alone is doing and continuously only training. So if somebody knows, they can definitely go and talk to the search for the Vidya Dairy Anand, and they will get registered there. It's a 1 week training, and you really become a fantastic, for the different kind of milk product manufacturing person. They also give exposure on the different variety of the plant and machinery. So all the dairy science colleges, they are running the dairy technology, but it is somehow not, coming to the net, not coming to the different main system, so that everybody is known about that. That is the problem that we have to link somewhere. NABARD, even NABARD is having the Bankers Institute of Rural Development, BIRD they call. The BIRD centers are also organizing training, and you simply have to attach, call the BIRD center, and they will say, yes, sir, this our scheme is this, our calendar is this, you join this calendar, and we will. Even there, the veterinary colleges, like Bikaner Veterinary College in Rajasthan, Rajuwas, they have published the whole year calendar for the training, and people can register there and they can go. So it's a kind of somewhere linking these training going on in the country to the needy persons. That is somewhere missing, that government has to look at. Now this shows that 731 KVKs. The one is in Ludhiana. Ludhiana means these are 11 zones. Ludhiana is one zone, Jodhpur is another, Lucknow is another, Patna, Kolkata, Guwahati, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Jabalpur, Pune, and Barapani. All these, the entire country is divided in 11 zones, and 731 KVKs are there. There is a single link. If you want to know any KVK address, you simply write there KVK. Suppose you want to go KVK Lucknow, you just write KVK Lucknow. All details comes there. Go to the next slide. These are the state of Karnataka. It is nothing to do with any of the dairy system. No. State Animal Husbandry Department is running 10 full strength training centers. One is Bidar, Hassan, Gulbarga, Davangere, Belgaum, Dharwad, Bellary, Malwalli, and Hasarghatta, Bangalore. So all these addresses and emails are given. It is already published. So those who are interested, they can join. Even you will see that in Tamil Nadu, that is Bihar, in Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, the links we have given over here, that links can be approached, and you can directly get what are the training these animal husbandry departments are doing in these states. All over country it is going on, but somehow it is not linking to the needy persons, and there is the problem. We have to resolve that. Now let us go to the higher level training. We have been talking about farmers getting trained, laborers getting trained, and entrepreneurs getting trained. Now we are talking about a person who is interested in agri-business. He can go to the ICAR run training institutes. ICAR is running through various animal husbandry universities in the country. And there are two type of courses they have divided. One is the e-courses, online e-courses, and another is the offline e-courses, as I was talking about. So e-courses, online e-courses are BSc level, BVSc level, veterinary and AH or something. So both the levels it is available. You'll see in the slide that you can have offline as well as you can have online courses. And it is run by ICR, very authentic organization. It's a government of India organization, and it is running by Tanuvas Coimbatore, Tanuvas Chennai, KFSU Mangalore, AAU Anand Agriculture University, that is AAU. So like that in Hyderabad, in NDRI Karnal. So all these are part and parcel of that. If a person want to go into the job, they can go and have this training and these courses, and they can get job into the dairy farm business or a dairy business. So this was about the training. I will take only 2 to 3 minutes about the benchmarks. Actually, it is in, I'm sorry, it is in Hindi, but anyway, I'll translate it. What we have to see about the benchmark before starting any animal farm, that whether my farm land is suitable for my animals or not, whether it is that much size, whether it is undulating, whether there is a waterlogging. Yeah, can I erect a shed on that for the benefit and for the comfort of the animal? Whether farm animals are being kept in the groups, those who are dried animals, those who are pregnant and dried animals, those heifers, those who are heifers yet to be pregnant or have pregnancy. All these things hardly we sometimes see in the farm business. Why I am just putting every time, all the third time I have been talking about this, that unless we know the benchmarks, we will not have a yardstick to understand where my farm business is going. Means 1.5 year, every 1.5 year, if buffalo is giving a calf, your farm is going best. If only 10% to 20% animals are dry, then your farm is doing well. If more than 50% animals are dry animals, your farm is certainly not doing good. It is going to be under losses. So all these things we should know, and definitely we should look for the benchmark and match with the farm performance, and then we can examine that whether are we going on the right trend. Of 2 minutes, I will take more on this. The benchmark, the same thing. I will skip the slide. This is most important. I thought of adding over here personally. I have not taken permission from agriculture information. I hope they will forgive me and they will pardon me, because this is most important. Here is a chance of a farm entrepreneur to go and link their farm with the NDDB. NDDB is the nodal agency here, with the Government of India scheme that is called the Breed Multiplication Scheme. It is called in short BMS scheme. BMS. This BMS is a boon, I tell you, once it is done properly, and that is how it is given in the hand of NDDB. NDDB will do it on the highly technical way, and that is how this is the sequence of what they have to follow. It was announced in October 2001. And these are the eligibility criteria we have taken. These are the farms, and they have to do. Like if they want to go for the expression of interest, so there is a page number. Everything is on the NDDB portal. You go to the NDDB portal and type their farm, breed multiplication scheme. You will get everything. What to write in the expression of interest, what to write in the letter of invitation, how it will be done, what is the background, why this scheme, what is the aims and objective of this scheme. Everything is given. So one can take advantage of this. And since your this video runs throughout the world, people may know, and at least in India and in our Asian countries, they can think on this, and they can go with the breed multiplication. Because unless you multiply the breed, there is a scarcity and whooping, cost of the animals will be always be there. It will be rising, rising and rising. So breed multiplication is a must, and they should be disease free most of the time, high yielder, and then only you will get the benefit of it. So these are given on the NDDB portal, and I wanted to just this is how invitation will go for the expression, and this is the end. I believe that we have covered most of the thing in 30 minutes. Now, is it
yes,
okay?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will move on to the question and answer round, sir. Thank you very much for a detailed and informative presentation. In the mean, I will take up the questions from the participants. Can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can have a full video of yours?
Yeah, I'm already, the screen is there. I was moving the slides.
Okay, you can stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can see your full video.
Okay.
I'll move on to the question and answers now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you. The first question is, what training programs are most popular?
Yeah, most popular is KVK. KVK is because it is 3 days training, and it is in a cluster of villages. Generally, they do. So most of the time, farmer need not to spend night over there. They go and have the training in daytime and come back in the evening. Again, next day morning they reach. It's hardly 3 days, and it is a free of cost. And over and above, what is here they are trying to do is they are trying to modify whatever the old system of animal rearing is going on with the modern system of animal rearing. They cannot make in 3 days a farmer a technician. I agree. But most of the thing that what lot of some practices are coming into the dairy business, which has to be removed. Like, for example, I'll give you, every farmer understands there is a myth in our country that unless you pour some little bit of water into the milk, your animal will be dried early. So they add purposely some water into that. It is actually adulteration, and it makes propagate the habit of adulteration. So if somebody adds something and then again another person adds a little bit, so ultimately that happens a problem. And finally, the same water they are adding, that water has to be evaporated by dairy house. Then only they can sell into the market, because the quality is fixed. This much fat percentage, this much SNF percentage, this much is the total solid has to be there in the milk. So all these things, whatever water they add, that has to be, and we tried when I was in the field and I was talking to the farmers, or whenever, and now also I go. So I asked, but they will say, sir, the animal will become dry. So we put some water into the milk. So this is how these things has to be removed. It's KVK is the most, popular. And other than the KVK, the next popular is the Animal Husbandry Department Training Institutes. And it is to mention over here with, of course, causes. Nobody should be hurt out of that. South Indian states are doing much better in the animal husbandry training centers compared to the North Indian states. So like that, maybe it's my view, maybe wrong. Somebody can challenge me, no issue. Yeah.
Okay. How to select the right training program?
It depends on the job. What do you want to do? Suppose a person has become 15-year, 16-year-old, or now he is going to the intermediate college, he is going to PU college, and now he has to look for that. What he is. See, ma'am, everybody can't have the same aptitude. So you have to choose according to your aptitude. And when I went to the veterinary, everybody was thinking, why you are going to the veterinary? I told that I have animal loving and I can go and I will do, I'll excel it. And I excelled. So many of these courses are very rewarding, actually. Very rewarding. Job is most of the time is available. Nowadays, condition has a little bit, difficult to get job nowadays. But even then, if you compare with the simply doing graduation in arts or science or whatever, it's better to do in some technical subject. And it is available online, offline, it is available. And ICR is conducted through universities, it is being conducted. So these kind of students, those who have some kind of love with the animals or environment or agriculture or some farming, so that kind of thing they can go and they can have. So they should select as per their aptitude. Generally, in our country, it is the father and mother they decide about the future of the boy, and then what is happening later on. So it should be left to the aptitude of the boy, and if you are a girl or they want to whatever they want to do, there are a lot of things. And nowadays, earlier when we were going for the job kind of education, only three things was there: either you become doctor, or you become engineer, or you become a lawyer. Finish. Now there are more than 30,000 areas where you can go. So these are rewarding areas. So if they can choose for the higher studies, graduation level, post-graduation level, through ICR, through universities, it's always better. Yes, after that something comes, suppose he doesn't want to leave the village. He is a farmer. He is a farmer's son. He has some land to handle. So then the best one is animal husbandry department training. They should go and have it. It is for 2 weeks, ma'am. And that 2 weeks, they make him perfect for at least technically sound system of animal rearing. So that is good. That is also not very charged. In Karnataka, they are not charging anything. They are charging only for their food and their residence.
Okay. Are these training programs relevant to an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur, most important. Entrepreneurs should first go to the Vidya Dairy and or NABARD. Bird is the Bankers Institute of Rural Development. The entrepreneur doesn't need only the animal and animal techniques. What he needs is the finance, daily doing the business, and how he has arrived with the revenue and cost, at least weekly, at least monthly, so that he can make the changes. So for them, the dairy science colleges, the Vidya Dairy, the bird, and if he can somehow align with some of the dairy houses, many of the dairy houses have started extending their hand to the intelligent graduates or intelligent PU students for giving training, with the hope that they will be their person in the village. So they will add to their business with this knowledge. So these are the three areas where entrepreneurs should go, not the KVK. KVK is not his area. And so, yes.
Okay. And the next question is, in the area of dairy marketing, are there any programs you recommend?
Yeah, see, one thing I missed over here is again a gross negligence. Sorry, I'm very sorry. IGNU, open universities have come with the agriculture school. IGNU is having full-fledged agriculture school with the full-fledged director. And they are offering lot of courses in agriculture, dairy, and for entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs should go in these kind of open university type courses, either with the ICR or with the open universities or with the veterinary universities or with the dairy science college. That aims for the entrepreneurs. Yeah, this question I couldn't follow. Can you again repeat?
I will repeat it, sir. In the area of dairy marketing, are there any program you recommend?
Yes, the IGNU is having fantastic program for dairy marketing. So IGNO you can take. And ICR program also is there in the dairy marketing, not only only marketing. It will be related with the technology and see, it is a technical product. Marketing of a switchboard, it's not going to deteriorate if you leave it outside. But marketing of peda, it is going to be deteriorating because it's a perishable commodity. So cold chain has to be maintained. Shelf life has to be seen. So that is how they expose them for the technology first and then to the marketing. IGNO is doing fantastically. I agree.
Okay. Do you personally provide any programs?
Yeah, we are providing program for the entrepreneurs at their site, because when we started this training thing, so we thought that already so many institutes are doing. So better to being a faculty, you go and become a faculty and impart your knowledge over there. But then they started coming, I was getting lot of calls for coming to the site. Suppose it is a 200 animal farm and I need 3 days training over there. So I generally go over there, stay nearby and do the 3 day training in the farm, animal farm, and with the animal. I mean, this is the animal, and this is how, if this thing is present in this animal, means it is a hind. If this thing is missing in this animal, means there is some problem in the animal. So when the animal is there, then only I offer the training. Offline training we are not offering, because then it will be only theory. So from this COVID period, we have not offered any training because everything was online. We were always busy in the DPRs and layout designing and all those things. But my training is always on the site, in the farm.
Okay. What made you take an interest in dairy sector? Please tell us about your background.
Fantastic question. When I was looking for the job, I had 3 jobs in my hand. And 1982, 81, 82. So I was, one was given that Government of India in the export import of the meat, because I was a veterinarian and I was postgraduate in veterinary. So they selected me, right, for the meat. But my posting was to be in Kochi. Another was this National Dairy Development Board. It was in Gujarat. And the third was the State Development Department, State Animal Husbandry Department in Uttar Pradesh. So that was in my own state. But finally, when I thought that I have been in the UP altogether, let us see the word and let's go. So then only left were 2. One was I should go to the Cochin and look after the export and import business of the Government of India for the meat export. That was the basically meat export. Meat, fish, and seafood export. So I was for that. But then somebody told that Gujarat is a very good state and very peaceful and there is no problem. So I thought, okay, let us go to the Gujarat. And that is how in a fluke I joined National Dairy Development Board. And thereafter I have not seen behind dairies. Always I have been with dairy. So about 42 years with dairy only and animal. So I am happy. I'm very happy. At least I have created 8 institutions which are running in profit of their own. Initially, they took some funding from the banks, and now they are fantastically running and they are enjoying. So that is my achievement. I believe that what I could do for the society.
That's very nice to hear, sir. The next question is, what services are provided by Dairy Consultancy India?
Yeah, I made it this thing. I will, if you like, I'll share the slide. One slide is there where we can. Earlier also I showed that slide. But I kept that slide because I knew that this will come strong. this is what I will get slide so type.
You
Yeah,
can share
yeah.
screen, sir.
So this,
Share your screen.
yeah, I
sir.
have.
No,
I
your
have
screen.
shared.
Your screen is not shared, sir.
Oh,
Share it.
okay. Let me go to drop it. Share the screen. Okay. Yeah. Just 2 minutes. Then
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can proceed.
no, that file I have to open. Anyway, that file I have to open.
Okay. Just press escape, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What we are doing is what is our core competency? If we go to the like there today's query, I will not go much behind. I will just see today's query. Today's query was that my farm is having about 60 animals and it is not into the profit. What can you do? So then what I told, okay, out of 60, how many are adult animals? They told I'm talking about the 60 adult animals. Okay, how many are in the milk? So they told only 20 are in the milk, 40 are in the dry animals. Like how many are pregnant? So 10. Means 30 are in the breeding season and 30 are not in the breeding season. So I told it's too much. 50% animal not in the breeding season means there is a problem. So then they told what could be the problem. The problem is only 2 or 3. It could be that. So our main aim to diagnose a loss-making farm, what are the problem and address that. And we address with the, with the, one is the detailed DPR for the project for linking to the finance. Another, we give the feasibility study. If somebody want to run a business and he comes to us initially, that sir, whether my business with this much of land and this much of investment will be feasible or not, we say it is feasible or not to be feasible, or it will become feasible after 3 years. So all those study we do. We study the market sensing, how the SMP, the conserved commodity. In dairy business, the main leading commodity is the powder, milk powder. And it decides the whole market of the entire world, not only country, entire world. So we are in the market sensing when it is going to be up, when it is going to be down. We are talking about the conserved commodity. There are 2 conserved commodity, the powder, milk powder and milk butter. These 2 are mixed together, again you can form a milk. So that is how the whole world is depending on these 2 conserved commodities. So we do the sensing for that. Dairy farm management practices, we train for that. And breeding management report, if there is a problem in the breeding, like here, this farm is about 30, 60%, 50% animals are not into the breeding season. There is some problem, something going on with the genitalia of the animal. Somebody is mishandling somewhere, or some semen is not being used properly. So we go and diagnose the problem and address the problem. It could be breeding problem, it could be feeding problem, it could be disease management problem, it could be disease spreading problem, the dung management. In 30% cases of our country, the farms are dead only because of not managing the dung. So all those things we do over there. Then essential reports. There are essential reports for young entrepreneurs. What is the essential report you should know about before you going into the business? Our another problem, madam, is WhatsApp. They put on YouTube, they put any kind of video which is never close to the truth. And listener or viewer understand that dairy business is very simple. And they jump into that. With the compulsion of their father or maybe with their money, they jump into that and they lose a lot of money. So we want to tell them, young entrepreneurs, what exactly you should choose, what is your business model should be. with this much resources, with this interest, and with this area. Area of operation means which state you are, which district you are, and turn around a dairy project. If there is a dairy project which is going into loss, not only the farm, the processing unit, which is going into the losses, we can diagnose where is the problem and we can turn it around. So that is what we have been doing. Currently, we are not doing this. Mostly, we are focusing on the farm business, mostly, because this is a developing growth and country is developing and country requires also. Because highest number of animals we are holding and lowest amount of per animal production we have. So that we are changing, which government of India is also agreeing to that. And now they are going to, with this scheme, breed multiplication scheme. So, and some tailor-made reports. Suppose somebody wants, sir, I want to make this, my farm is already running. Sir, I want to have an Excel. What business I can annex to this? So that we design a tailor-made program for them. So this is what we are doing, our company is doing.
Okay, sir. I'll move on to the next question. Before that, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir?
Yeah, we'll close it. We'll close it.
Okay. And the next question is this a good time for setting up a new dairy business?
This is the time, madam. And that is why I introduced this breed multiplication. Suppose some farm, this gentleman, I'm going to visit his farm this Sunday. So this fellow is, suppose he sends the interest that I want to be aligned with the breed multiplication farm. Already animals are there. Now what maneuvering is required, maybe his feeding is not correct, maybe his breeding is not correct, something has to be changed and the animal starts production. Because his highest peak production is 26 liter per day with some cow and 5 liter per day with some cow. So this is the range. This range should be reduced to 18 liter to 20 liter or 18 liter to 24 liter, 18 liter to 26 liter. It should be that. So it should not be so much gap, 5 liter and 26 liter. So if that can be done through the breed multiplication scheme, why he should not join? And he should get 2 CR as a subsidy from Government of India. So the best thing is all technological things will be handled by NDD, National Dairy Development Board. They will be the guide factor for that scheme, for that farm. So this is the right time to enter into this. Another thing, all developed countries do not go without traceability of the food item. You understand what I'm telling? If I'm drinking a glass of milk, it is from where, who has supplied, which is the animal which has given this milk I am drinking. So in entire developed countries, traceability is a must. In India, when you buy a peda or you buy ice cream, is there any traceability? When the FSSAI has come, then they have come to know there is a importance of traceability given that from where it has been manufactured, who is the manufacturer, whether he has a FSSAI number. So now of late, of 2011 onward, it has started happening. Now there are some part of traceability. Even then, 99% case you don't know from where it is coming. In the Western country you go, in the developed countries you go, you will find each and every food item, traceability is a must. From where it is coming, which is the farm. Here everybody is selling organic, may not have a certificate at all, but selling as organic. Because our organic bureau is just a kid, it has just started. I think 4 years, 5 years back, it has started. So we have to be very, very cautious, and smaller units should be there in the country of the animals. instead of one animal, two animal giving half liter, 2 liter. And then millions and millions of animals' milk is coming and then. So that is trend is changing. And maybe that is the reason that we are getting most of the calls from the farms only. Yes. This is the
Okay.
time. This is the time to enter into the farm.
Okay, we have one last question,
One
sir.
negative part is there. Let me share that also for the viewers and for the listeners who is going to listen this video or see this video. The fluctuation in the dry fodder has gone at least 20 times. But at the same time, whole social media is crying on that it is difficult. All the dairy farms will be, locked and all those things. All myth, madam. It is not. There is a scarcity always before the crop cutting. The March is the crop cutting, March and April for the wheat, and this December and January generally for November and December is for the rice. So at the time of crop cutting, you will get abundance of dry fodder. The rate is cheaper. Once you go for the other season, so by the time it exhausted, and with the system of burning the paddy straw, ragi straw, and all those things, which is only in the North India, not in the South India. South India they are not burning; they are feeding to the cattle. So this scarcity has come, and it was blown up out of the proportion in the media that now the dairy farms will close. Actually, this is not. So the listeners should be aware. Farms are the basic things. It depends on the soil, and it depends on your own fodder farm. If you have own fodder farm, it will never be in the loss. Never. So they should not be moved out with the wrong reporting on social media. Yes.
Okay. For a successful dairy business, what do you think is the most important factor?
Two things are very important. First, the entrepreneur himself. The second, his hands locked with some of the consultant. Till he become a consultant for another farm holder. And it is not a very big thing to achieve. If you are in a hand in glove with some of the able consultant, he will need only 3 months at the time of start of your farm. Within between 3 to 6 months, you will become a consultant for another farm owner. If he is not able to do in 6 months, he is not a good consultant. So I have been riding and going and riding and going and moving and moving and moving. So hundreds of clients. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then always there is a link. Anytime they can come back to me and ask what is said is not right or right. So these two things are essential. One is the entrepreneur himself, another is the able consultant.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We have now completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I'd like to thank Dr. P.K. Shrivastava for the talk and for answering the questions in depth. I'd like to also thank all the participants in this meeting. This meeting will now be closed.
Thank you very much, madam.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.